Hello, I have some numeracy activities to share with you on the theme of measurements. Now, these activities make use of children's natural inquisitiveness by challenging them to find record-breaking trees in their school grounds. Each challenge starts off with an amazing record-breaking fact about a tree. Then it's up to you how much information you want to give them for them to carry out the task or the challenge. You can either model techniques and give them appropriate equipment, or you can let them apply their own mathematical knowledge and let them select their own equipment and materials in order to carry out the task. Okay, so this record-breaking tree is the tree of Tool, which is a cypress tree in Mexico. Now, the tree of Tool has a girth of 42 metres. What is the girth? The girth is the outside of the trunk of the tree. So on this tree here, okay, this around is the girth. Now, when you're measuring the girth of a tree, you can use one of these fabric tape measures. It's got inches and centimetres, so make sure the children are aware of the difference. We're going to be measuring in centimetres. When you measure the girth, you typically measure at 1 metre in height on the trunk of the tree. So find a metre, okay, or 100 centimetres on your tape, and measure 100 centimetres on yourself, which for me is there. Then go up to your tree and measure around the girth of your tree, which on this one, comes in at this point here, which is 68 centimetres. So quite a lot less than the tree of Tool, which is 42 metres. What you might want to do, if you've got space, you might challenge the children to actually measure out a circumference on the playing field of 42 metres, just to give them an idea of just how big the tree of Tool is. So the challenge for the children is, can they find the tree in the school grounds with the largest girth? This world record breaking tree is the banyan tree. Now, the banyan trees are found in India, and it has the widest spread of tree canopy in the world. What is the tree canopy? Well, the tree canopy, the best way to illustrate it is by using an umbrella. So if you see an umbrella, if you see the central bit is the trunk of the tree, and the rest of the umbrella is the branches and the canopy for that tree. So the banyan trees in India, their circumference, that's all the way around the bottom of the umbrella, is a staggering 412 metres. So if you compare that maybe to an athletics track, which is 400 metres, and is about the size of a football pitch. So your record-breaking tree to find in the school grounds is the tree that has the biggest spread of tree canopy. One method of measuring the tree canopy is to use a compass and a sheet like this one. The trunk of the tree is the blue dot, and then you would get the children to measure out the distance from the trunk out to each of the points on the compass. That way they can collect enough data to draw out the tree canopy and to measure the circumference of the tree canopy. This record-breaking tree is Raffia regalis, a type of raffia palm, and it has the longest leaves in the world. Its leaf length is a staggering 25 metres long by 3 metres wide. So this next challenge for your pupils is to find in the school grounds the tree with the biggest, longest leaf. Children can explore the school grounds looking for leaves on trees. Clearly they need to find leaves that they can reach easily with their feet firmly on the ground. One thing to point out is what a leaf is. So typically most leaves will be like this, a simple leaf where the stalk there will attach onto the branch of a tree. Some leaves, they may get confused about this leaf here joins onto the branch at this point, and that whole section here, this whole bit here is actually a leaf. It's a compound leaf. So rather than measuring just one of what we'd call the leaflets here, the children will need to actually measure the whole leaf here. And going back to our fabric tape measure, okay, to measure the length in centimetres, okay, and the width as well. Ideally, it would be good not to have to remove the leaves from the trees in order to measure like that. Your next record-breaking tree is the tallest tree. Now, the tallest trees are the redwood trees in California in the USA. The tallest of them all is called Hyperion and was discovered in 2006. Hyperion is a staggering 115 metres tall. Using your stick, what you're going to do is walk up to the bottom of your tree, holding your stick out in front of you, and then you will walk backwards from your tree, and you will carry on walking until your base of your tree lines up with here and lines up with the top of your tree. And at that point, the distance from you to the tree is the same as the distance from the base of the tree up to the top of the tree. So it's a really simple way of measuring your tree height. I've come up with a very simple diagram to explain how the stick method works. The person here, you basically made a small triangle here with your arm outstretched, okay, and this would be the stick here, and then you've got a right angled triangle here, and then what happens is you walk back from your tree, and then the point at which, okay, your stick lines up with the bottom and the top of the tree, this length here will be the same as this length here. So that will be the height of your tree. And this is a method that's used a lot by people who are doing tree felling, because they want to know how far the tree is going to fall, so they can do a very quick but accurate measurement using a stick. For some of the measurements, you might want to introduce your pupils to the idea of estimating distance using pacing. In fact, it's called double pacing, and I shall show you how it works. And this would be, in particular, would be useful for when you're measuring the height of the tree activity, or when you're measuring the canopy, the circumference of the tree canopy, because those can be quite big distances potentially. So what you would do is you would start, and that's your leading leg, and okay, that is a double pace. Okay, so for estimating distances using double pacing, I would use a sheet like this. What I would do is I would mark out 50-metre stretch of ground on the playing field, and then I would get the children to estimate by eye how far they think that distance is. Then I would get them one at a time to walk that length and to count the number of double paces they take to walk that length, and I would do that 3 times, and then I would get them to average out those 3 times. So in this case, the average comes out at 40. Then once you've got the distance of double paces for 50 metres, then you can then use that to work out the number of paces for 100 metres, because you would double that, which would be 80, and so on and so forth. You can work out the other distances on this sheet, and that would be a really useful tool to use if you haven't got lots of long tape measures, and you could use that to record, measure out the height of your trees, or to measure out the circumference of the spread of tree canopy. So there you go, that's 4 record-breaking trees for your pupils to find in their school grounds. That's the tallest tree, the tree with the biggest girth, the tree with the longest leaf, and the tree with the biggest spread of tree canopy. I hope they enjoy tackling those challenges.